right, we got action?
Got action.
All
Yep.
right. Hi, Jenny.
Hi, Justin.
Round two.
Round two.
No technical difficulty this time, I hope.
We're praying for that.
All right. So we do have your permission to share this with my counselor professor.
Yes.
Correct?
Yeah.
All right. So what would you like to talk about?
Still working on the work-life balance.
Okay, let's kind of review that.
Yeah. Okay. So, we've talked before about this. It's I work too much and I don't really have a personal life, and I would like to balance that out a little bit more. So, my job technically is from Sunday to Thursday, but I have stuff on Saturdays, I have stuff on Fridays as best I can. I try to keep it off of Fridays, but if people call me or ask me to do something, sometimes I'll do it. And I need to do a better job of that. Making sure that I'm able to have time to renew myself, and I don't really do that very well right now.
All right. What do you think that starts from or comes from?
I guess I've mostly been about work most of my life. I think started young that school was number one. And I don't think that was a bad thing, obviously. But my personal life was kind of secondary. It didn't really need to be. It wasn't a focus, even back in high school when I thought about it. The one time I dated, it came the one time I went out, and I got very lucky. But I didn't seek it. I didn't go search it out. So I guess when I look back on it, I didn't make time for it, really. And I could use excuses like I didn't have a ride, I didn't have a car, I didn't, But, my friends had cars. My friends went out and did stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not really an excuse. And I guess I just never really addressed it. And in college, it was the same thing. All my extra time, I took extra jobs so that I could pay for living expenses to try not to be a burden on my parents. They were already paying my tuition. And I guess I just never fixed it. And so it's the same now as it was back then.
Yeah. So it seems you have this drive to kind of be self-sufficient.
Yeah.
And not depend on anyone else.
That's been a huge thing. I was raised that way, and my dad had two girls, and he made sure that he's like, I never want you to depend on a guy. I always want you to be able to take care of yourself. And, in retrospect, maybe I took that to an extreme. So, but yeah, no, that's always been part of my family, boys and girls, men and women. But women especially, my dad and mom both emphasize that.
So both of your parents emphasized self-sufficiency and
100%. Oh yeah, that was huge.
okay.
Yeah.
They still feel that way.
Mhm. Oh
Obviously,
yeah.
the mother is passed. But.
Yeah. But oh yeah. I mean, he's not worried about me now, right? So but he's still worried about my sister, that she doesn't really take care of herself fully, and he still talks to her about that. So yeah, no, it hasn't stopped. And he never wants me to depend on anybody else, really. Especially since I live up here, by myself. He wants to make sure I can take care of myself.
Sure.
Excuse me.
Sure.
Yeah.
And that's I guess natural for parents to be protective of their daughters.
Especially a dad with his daughters. He doesn't want, he doesn't want you falling for some dude just because you're in need.
Right.
So.
Well, let's go back to the dating experience. You said that kind of just happened. So
Yeah.
talk about that.
Well, I definitely didn't seek it out. I was going out with my friend Sarah and her boyfriend, and that was my understanding of what we were doing. And he just happened to say, hey, I have another friend, his name's Joel, can I bring him? And so she asked me, I said, sure, whatever, and it turned out, I really liked him, and we ended up dating, but it wasn't intentional, it wasn't something I sought out to do. I thought it would just be, thank God I wasn't by myself, on a date of theirs.
Mhm.
So it worked out to be, better than that. But again, I didn't seek it out. It
How
was
old were
kind
you?
of just happened. Well, let's see. That was junior year of high school, so I must have been either 15 or 16. I can't remember anymore, but
Okay.
yeah,
How long did that relationship last?
2 years till
2
I
years.
graduated. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and graduation is what broke us up. Me moving up here.
Okay. You been in contact with him at all?
No, he turned into a jerk. He did. He deliberately said he was a year behind me in school, same age but a year behind me in school, and he started dating my friends who were still in school, and did it on purpose, and told me about it, and so he turned into kind of, and I'm pretty sure it was just he was upset because I did break up with him. And I said, it's not fair to you
Sure.
for me to, hold you hostage. I'm a freshman in college. You're a senior in high school.
Sure.
Go to your prom. Go to homecoming games. Go to do all the things we did together. That's not fair for me to hold on to you and say you're not available for someone else. And he didn't take that very well. So.
Well, that's
Yeah.
a very mature response from your perspective.
I was trying.
Yeah.
I was trying. I cared about him.
Sure.
Yeah,
Sure.
so I
Sure.
wanted him to have, a normal the senior experience I had.
Mm-hmm.
And so no, he didn't take that very well, and then we just stopped talking because he was pretty vicious. He said it's a pretty awful thing. So like, you know what?
And how'd that make you feel?
Oh, horrible. I liked the guy. He was the
Sure.
first guy I ever really liked.
Mm-hmm.
Seriously, and he was sweet. He was a nice guy. He was a Christian guy. He
Oh, Christian guy and vicious, huh?
well, he was the type broke up with him, I guess. Catholic Christian though.
Oh, okay.
So lifestyle Christian maybe not.
Okay.
But
Maybe
Catholic
a church
Christian.
goer, not necessarily a Christian.
That's my
One of those.
suspicion. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, he had scoliosis. He dealt with some serious medical issues too, and I want to believe that those were reasons for it. That he was just, I wasn't there anymore, and I was really supportive of him and all the medication he had to take, and then he had to sit for extended periods of time and couldn't do certain things, and I was very understanding of that. So I want to think some of it was that I was a good friend to him, and I just left him.
Well, with someone dealing with health challenges like that, that has to be a heavy investment on your part.
He was. It just didn't feel like it because he brought joy to my life too. He's very funny. He was very caring. He would buy gifts. He was very thoughtful. And he was an add to my life too. So it wasn't one-sided. It was give and take, and he was very conscientious about that.
Right.
So no, I never felt like a problem. I like people. When I'm really, when I get to know you and you become a friend of mine, I really care, and I really want to do good things for you and make sure that, we're an add to each other's lives.
Sure.
And even more so with someone you're dating.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I really care about that. So, if I decide to date you and I know you have health challenges, how am I going to be mad at you for having health challenges when I knew that?
Sure.
So that's how I saw it. Anyway.
Well, you are a very caring and generous person, and obviously we've had some experiences where people have taken advantage of that.
Definitely.
And let's talk about that. How do you feel? How does it make you feel when you are having these intentions of being generous and kind and caring, and people seem to kind of take advantage of that? And how are you managing that? Honestly.
Wow. Well, the first 2 years I worked here, that's all I felt like people were doing, and it took it took getting to know you, it took getting to know Van, it took getting to know Tynetta for you guys to really, you know, for your words to really start resonating and make sense.
Mhm.
But it hurt. Oh, sure. I mean, you know, nobody wants to be taken advantage of.
Sure.
I'm not unusual, but yeah, if I do something, if I go out of my way to be nice to you, yeah, I don't expect you to turn around and stab me in the back.
Mhm.
Whether you reciprocate it or not is not my concern.
Mhm.
I do it because, you know, God loves me.
Right.
God forgave me. I really do believe that, and I have the added bonus. My grandfather always told me, when you give away something, don't expect anything in return. Money, he was talking about in particular, but I really took that to heart in general.
Mhm.
And
So you mentioned the advice your grandfather gave you about not expecting anything in return, and how do you think that might play a part in the imbalance between your work and personal lives?
yeah, I guess I hadn't thought of it in a negative way before, but when I think about it, I guess that it makes me give more than I have, and so I'll give and give and give and give and give because I'm not expecting anything in return, but I don't take time to discern whether that's the right way to give, because part of the Christian life, especially for a staff member, is you need to make sure that you're also taking care of yourself. You gotta take care of the temple, take care of, you know, be a good steward of what he's given you.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, I do too much. I was supposed to be off Friday and Saturday. I do a pretty good job with Fridays, but Saturdays I'm often doing something that I probably shouldn't be doing, opening the church or checking on an event or making sure the furniture's right for an event or something crazy. And it's you know, it takes away my Saturday too, so I don't have 1.5 full days off, you know, and that's my fault. And I guess I feel like I need to because no one else can do it. And that's not true, but I feel that way. And so I won't think about it. I don't take time to, before I say yes to something, I just say yes. And I don't take time to go, wait a minute. Okay, if I do this, you think it's going to take 10 minutes, but it won't. It'll take an hour because you may open the church and then they're going to ask you for something, and then they're going to ask you to unlock something else, and then you have to do travel as well.
Mm-hmm.
So the travel, I'm already here at the gym, but the travel home is an extra 30 minutes. And so by the time I finish all that, that's an hour and a half that I don't have for myself, that I've spent doing something else. And I don't say no. I don't say no because of that. So I hadn't thought of that in a negative way. But I think that's where that comes from. I guess I don't know. I guess that's, I hadn't thought of it in a negative way before.
Yeah. Do you feel like if you don't do something that it won't get done or get done the right way?
Yes.
Well, let's
I
talk
admit
about that. Let's talk about that.
I admit that. Oh,
Where does
gosh.
that come from?
Oh, goodness. Oh, wow. Where doesn't it come from? Part of it, and it's not all of it, I'm not going to make excuses, is if it's a technological thing, most people in this church can't do it, and I'm probably the only one that can, or at least can do it efficiently.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I could train somebody on how to do some of the things, and I'm trying to find opportunities to do so. I guess a lot of it comes from my experience, is that the times I have let go of something, it's bit me in the keister. So I'll say, you know what, I'm going to do this by protocol. I'm going to call Tyrone, let's say opening the church, for example. I'll say, you know, Tyrone is the guy. Tyrone is the guy that needs to open the church on Saturdays. I'm not working on Saturdays, so you need to call Tyrone. Okay. And then I get a call later on. Jenny, the church is not open. No one's answering. No one's around. Da, 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 da. So I come. Then I'm like, and then it's, you know, so I've had experiences like that, and I guess where my brain goes is, oh my gosh, ministry's not going to be done if someone doesn't open the church right now when this person is calling me.
Mm-hmm.
Problem is, every time when I've done that, I haven't taken into consideration, did they actually do what I told them to do? So a lot of those times I have found out they didn't call Tyrone until 8 a.m. Saturday morning. So of course he had other plans by then, or he needed to do something for his mother-in-law, or for his wife, or for himself, or whatever, it doesn't matter.
Sure.
But he had made plans, and so this person didn't do what they were supposed to do, hence the building wasn't open. So it wasn't my fault, it wasn't Tyrone's fault, it was this person's fault, they didn't do what they were supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
So I early on, I just assumed it was our fault. And at staff meetings, anytime pastor said, you know, so-and-so said they couldn't get into the building, I'd be like, oh man, you know, I was nearby. I should have stopped by and checked to see if they could get in. And I would just take that on, and I don't know why.
Well, there's a reason.
There's
you just
a
gotta
reason.
figure out what it is.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I don't know. I guess part of it is I never want him to worry about stuff like that is part of it. He has enough to deal with. Van is the same way. I don't want to burden you about stuff like that because you have your own ministry and your own family. Maybe that's it. I'm the only single one. Well, other than Woody. But Woody's retired, so he's available when he's available. So I take him out. But the rest of you guys have families. The rest of you guys have more responsibilities, I feel like, than I do. And so if there's something little, like opening the church or whatever the small thing is that turns into a big thing, I feel like I'm the one that can because I don't have to rearrange that much to do it. I guess that's where my calculation comes from.
Well, that's kind of you,
but it's not always
the
true.
more important thing is for you to care about yourself and not necessarily us, right?
Yeah.
And because what happens is that, you know, you're taking on so much more responsibility, and that's just adding too much pressure to you, you know. And
True.
so, and the reality of it is that you do more than anybody. Right? You're here before everybody else and leave after everybody else. So little things related to opening the church and all those other things, those are things that can be figured out. Those aren't additional things that you need to worry about. It really isn't. And so again, it goes back into the work balance, always moving, you know, in a disproportionate state. All right.
Yeah.
So again, you're a giver. You're a giver.
Helps is my spiritual gift.
Yes.
No matter what I do.
Yes. But there's a difference between spiritual gift and discernment.
Right. No, and I acknowledge that.
All right.
Yeah, because I say yes too quick.
Mm-hmm.
There's no reason for me to say yes right away to really anything.
Mm-hmm.
There's enough going on
Sure.
with me that I need to be able to believe, and I'm not quite there yet. I'm working on it. Believe I have the right to say no to things that don't fit into my buckets, my primary buckets.
Sure. And well, we'll come back to that. Ephesians 2, 8, 9, and 10, and Paul talks about we are saved by grace through faith, and it's not a gift of ourselves, lest any man can boast. Right? So it's this idea that we're saved by grace, not works. Right?
Yeah.
And so do you feel like you work more to try and earn grace?
Mm. I hadn't thought of it that way. I don't think. I don't think I've ever thought of it that way. I've always worked. I guess it's. I suppose a lot of. Well, actually, when I think about it, that's kind of how I prove stuff to people. Is works.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably where that comes from. You know, good grades for the parents and not having my sister blow up at me by going the extra mile to be patient or be accommodating. I guess I've always done that. I guess I've always felt like I've had to do something to show that, you know, I'm in this or whatever this is, a friendship, a relationship, family, work too. You know, I know, you know, this is a kind of job, quote unquote, that I need to just show I'm committed to, and especially my age, I guess I feel like sometimes people are like, well, you know, she's gonna leave, you know, at some point when the going gets tough, she's gonna leave, and so I guess part of me always doing things and going over and above and too far is that I want to show I'm committed. Maybe that's it. You know, I am. I'm a committed person. I don't like to do things halfway. I don't like to do things one time and then be done with it. I'm a long-term type of person, and I guess that's part of it is that, you know, I had a lot of people question, especially when I went to business school, you know, am I going to stay? And, you know, or why am I staying? Or, you know, all this nonsense. And I know God has me here, and I know this is where I'm going to be, and I know I don't fit anywhere else. And I know that, but I guess I prove it through works, I suppose. And I don't want to think I'm trying to earn it, because, you know, coming up against God, I'm always going to be way, way short. But I also don't need to prove it to you guys that I'm here and I'm committed, I guess. But maybe I do that too much, you know, just to show, you know, Pastor, I'm in this, and I guess part of it too is that I'm the newest one here. You're newer technically as a staff member, but you're family, and so you've been in this ministry forever. And Tynette has been here forever, and Joanne's been here forever, and Woody's been here really forever, and Van's been here forever. I mean, I'm kind of the newish kid on the block, and so I guess sometimes I feel like I don't have that street cred, so to speak, or church cred, or whatever you want to call it. And I guess I do feel like I'm trying to earn it, you know, and just feeling, you know, I really am here, you know. So I think that's part of it. That's crossed my mind a few times.
That's understandable, but you know, I've had to kind of navigate my way through that myself, where it's never about proving who we are, what we can do to people.
Yeah.
Right. It's always, and it's not about proving it to God, but just, you know, I'm going to give you the best that I have. I'm going to give you all that I have.
Yeah.
Right. And because we deal with people each and every day, you know, it almost kind of seems based on position, based on tenure, based on, you know, their spiritual growth or maturity that, you know, we have to please them. And that's not nearly the case. And so always, you know, keep your eye on what Jesus did on the cross. Right? And nothing we can ever do can compensate with that anyway, right? And so, you know, it's just more about just understanding that, you know, your works is a product of your faith, not the other way around.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
I gotta switch my mentality, because that it's definitely been the other way around. It's definitely been works means I'm faithful, right? And you're right. It's I have faith and that's why I'm here, and that's why I'm here working as hard as I do. But yeah, you know, I can only do so much.
And that's just another phase, another dimension of spiritual growth. But again, we have to, you know, another thing I wanted to bring back is you mentioned time for training. And so if we have all these other things going on, that you don't really have time for training, like,
True.
which kind of, you know, feeds into it, right?
Yeah, it's an ugly cycle.
So, yeah,
that's true.
Yeah,
That's true.
yeah. So,
That's true. Well, I've had bad experiences with that too, and I know that's in the back of my mind. Is that the minute I train somebody, they might do it for a month and then they're gonna go, and that's happened several times where I've taken the time to train somebody, or I've taken the time to set up their computer, train them, send them resources, and they're there for a month or two, and then they go. And I know that's one of the reasons why I'm hesitant to train people, because I'm like, especially when I know the person, I'm like, I know you're gonna do this for a while, and then you're gonna go, and then we'll have depended on you to do this, and then you're gonna go, and then it's gonna come back to me anyways. That's a big mental barrier for me, and it has happened. It's happened many times, over and over, especially the media department, and that's a tough one to have the faith to. Just do it. Just do the training. Don't worry about the result. Don't worry about whether they're going to be gone in a week or a month or a year. Just train them and see what happens. And even if so Stephanie Schaffner was a great example that I really, you know, I wasn't sure how long she was going to stay. I thought I was going to media, right? I've had a bad experience with training media people. Usually a month, and then they're gone pretty consistently. But with her, I said, you know what, I'm just going to take a chance, and even if she gives me a reprieve it really was for one day I was going to be gone. And really I was just trying to take over, I think it was December. I think that's what it was. And I really was training her just to take over that one day I was gone. And I just say, you know what, even if it's just that one day, that's a huge help, and I'm just going to put my all into it. Train her, go through all the details and all the stuff, and it's turned out she hasn't left. And so I can't judge it. I gotta just do it and not worry about what's gonna happen a month from now. That's a business mindset, you know. That's a resource-minded mindset that we learn in business school. Like, is this asset worth training, or is this asset worth building into because it'll give you a return on investment at some point? And I can't think like that, even though it's practical and logical. That's not what ministry is about. Ministry is about giving people an opportunity to serve, whether, you know, how long they serve is them, and depends on their faith and depends on, you know, their maturity. But my job is to give them the opportunity to, and so I know that I need to just get past that barrier that I've built in my mind.
Yeah. Well, just maybe kind of reframe it and don't look at it as so much as training as more of an opportunity to disciple.
Yeah, right. That's another mindset change. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's try and develop a plan, a goal, a course of action.
Course of action. Okay.
Make some improvements to our work-life balance.
Okay. I need to keep my Fridays to myself. I've done pretty well, but I want to try to keep my Fridays to myself. Just that's the one day that I don't answer the phones, I don't check my email. Just unplug and go do something outdoors. So I go to the gym on Fridays, and I think after the gym I'm just going to have an activity that I do, whether it's kayaking, something outdoors, where I can just unplug and not answer my phone, and, you know, unless it's an emergency, but, you know, try to really just write. I love to write. Something for myself. And I'm trying to do that, but I need to do I can do better.
All right. Well, let's bring your business school training in. Let's develop a SMART goal here.
Okay.
Okay.
SMART goal. Okay. I like those.
Yeah.
Specific. Okay. Fridays will only be for fellowship or rest, relaxation. So my Fridays, the next 4 Fridays are just for relaxation or for fellowship.
Okay. That's specific.
I will not be at this church. I won't come to the church.
All right.
Yeah. So
That's specific.
that's specific. Measurable, that's measurable. T, I got the T. Realistic. It's realistic. I'm close. I just need to do it 4 days in 4 Fridays in a row.
Mhm. Mhm.
It really is, but yeah,
Attainable.
attainable. It is. I make excuses in my mind when I come here on a Friday, so it's not necessary.
Okay.
So the next 4,
All right.
barring the church burning down or something like that.
Well, the church won't burn down.
It will not.
It will not burn.
Well, it won't
down.
be ours either for me. It still won't matter.
It won't burn down.
It won't.
All right, so let's spend the next 4 Fridays.
Report back, yeah. Tynetta could be my accountability person.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
We could check with her and just make
Alright.
sure. She does check Dropbox and TeamViewer to make sure I'm not doing anything
Okay.
work related.
All right.
So I have a little bit of extra accountability, but I can do it.
Mhm.
I always make excuses as to why I can't do
Sure
it.
you can.
I really can.
Sure you can.
Yeah.
Sure you can. And one other thing is to just kind of incorporate it into your devotional time.
Yeah, I was great
Something
about
that you
it.
and God can talk about
Hmm.
and ask Him to help
And the
you.
mindset too about, yeah, just bring more people in, because that will help a lot with the burden, is just bringing more people in
Mhm.
and letting people know, hey, I'm feeling a little squeezed on this one. Can you guys
Yes.
maybe pick up this?
Communicate.
Yeah,
Communicate.
communicate better.
And trust.
And trust, yeah. So I need to pray about that,
Mhm.
because that I've been burned, and that's a tough one.
Mhm.
That's a really tough one. When it comes to the office and
Mhm.
work, that's tough for me, because I'm like, are you sure you're gonna do this? And I've been burned a lot, but I need to trust and just do what I was called to do, which is train and teach.
There
And
you
that's
go.
that's who I am, and
There you
so
go.
yeah, I can't worry about the results.
There you go.
Because at least I can tell God, look, I did the training part. I can't make him stay, but I did the training part. So,
Well,
yeah, I
we
do
do
need to
what
pray
we
about
can
that.
do and
Yeah.
let Him do what only He can do.
Only he can change the heart.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.